Hello and welcome to another edition of Axcess Baseball Weekly. I'm your host, Vinny Masana. We're joined this week by special guest Jeff Towle, the catcher for Suffolk Community College. This episode is brought to you by X Factor Performance Meals, a Long Island-based company offering meal prep and sports-specific nutrition for athletes of all levels. Make sure to follow them on Instagram at X Factor Meals. So, Jeff, you guys are off to a really nice start, 11-4 so far this year. How's it feel to be back on the diamond and succeeding?
It feels great, especially being surrounded by the teammates that I have and the coaches that I have. It's really hard not to be successful when you're around a group of guys that I have.
Now, on a personal standpoint, you've gotten off to a red-hot start, 5 home runs. You had 3 in a doubleheader. What does the ball look like right now at the plate? Like a beach ball?
Yes, sir. It looks like a beach ball. But like I said, around the teammates that I have, thankfully, the guys in front of me, the guys behind me, literally our whole lineup, and they're all hitting well, and I'm getting good pitches to see, and it's because of them. So I appreciate what they're doing, and just want to continue to do my job.
Now you have a first-year head coach, Coach Clammer. Seems like he's done a really nice job of galvanizing the group. Was that tough in the beginning, trying to get everybody on the same page with a first-year head coach, and you already have all the new players as it is, and as a community college?
To be honest with you, it really wasn't too hard. We all really gelled together really well, and I think it's showing in our play. Our team chemistry is very high. Everyone seems to get along with everyone else, and we pick each other up. We're a family. We always break it down, family on 3, and we really take that seriously. So things have gone great, and we've got a great bunch of kids, and I hope things just continue to roll it the way they're going.
Now, the other day you guys had a doubleheader sweep. You hit the ball very well, but I think the biggest storyline was the pitching of Tyler Schmid, 14 strikeouts. You were back there. What was it like catching a kid like that?
Unfortunately, that game I wasn't actually back there. Nick DiGirolamo was back there. He did a great job. We do play at PAL Stadium with a huge backstop, and Nick did a great job, handling Schmid. Schmid threw great, 14 Ks. He was executing pitches with 2 strikes on good hitters. Manhattan Community College did have some good hitters, and Schmidt came up and really stepped up to the plate and just delivered on his pitches and executed and struck kids out the way he's supposed to.
Now you're fortunate enough to have another dominant pitcher, Nick Morena. He's gotten off to a really nice start, sub-2 ERA, Division I kid coming out of high school. So what's it like watching him?
It's actually fantastic. Morena is one of my best friends on the team, and it's a pleasure catching him. He's got 4 pitches that he can throw at any time, and all for strikes. And he's a real competitor. It's one of the things I admire about the kid. He goes out there on the mound, and he feels that no one can beat him. And I love that. That's something I can get behind. And I think the rest of the people in the lineup love when he's on the mound, because all you got to do is get 1 or 2 runs, and he's going to keep us in the game, and that's a great feeling.
Now I think that's what makes you guys really dangerous going down the stretch, is having 2 #1 pitchers, and I'm sure you have even more than that. So that kind of reminds me, that brings me to my next point. The 2015 Ward Melville team, you were a part of that. You guys played in the county championship against Connecticut. What do you remember most fondly about that year?
It was a great year. Senior year, we went out with a bang, 18-2. We set Ward Melville history. I got to play alongside my best friends, kids that I played with from 12 years old on. We also got to see a glimpse of the new generation. I got to catch Ben Brown as a sophomore. And he was great. He
came into his own right away.
Absolutely. He went undefeated in League One during the regular season, as well as Barbieri and Flynn, 2 great kids, 2 of my best friends, and they threw great. And we had a dangerous lineup that year as well. I couldn't have been happier to go out as a senior with that squad.
Now I was there in the clinching game. I remember against Pat Med. A lot of it's a testy group. So what is it about the League One baseball that seems to bring out the competitive side of guys?
I think it starts with Coach Lou. Coach Lou, always gives us the competitive edge. Always wants to win, and I think that's an emotion, that we took on as a team. That was our motto. Like, we were the team to beat, and the competition in League One is great with Comac and Pat Med and Longwood and Brentwood, and there's really no easy task there. So you got to bring it every game, and I think we did, and I think Coach, really prepared us for that. And my teammates and I, we just took everything in stride, took it game by game, pitch by pitch. So.
Now, one of the standout players on that team was Joe Flynn. He's at Princeton now. Set all kinds of records at Ward Melville, 4-year varsity player. What was it about him that made him so special?
Joe worked harder than just about anybody that I've ever seen in my life. he was good from 2nd grade until 12th grade, and he's still doing well.
And just the competition never
great
caught
to
up
see.
with him.
Yep. You know, Joe was always one of those kids that just succeeded at all things, whether it was school or baseball, or if you ever play pickup basketball with him, he's one of the best basketball players to play with also. Joe's a great kid, and, you know, it was a pleasure being a part of the team with him. And we grew up together playing 3 Village Yankees, and then we split up for a little while, and it was great to come back and have him like, on my team rather than playing against him in high school. So
Absolutely. And now you're one of the few players, athletes that had the luxury of playing 2 sports. You were good enough to be a college quarterback as well. So let's go back a little bit. Was that a tough decision deciding what you wanted to pursue at the next level?
Absolutely. I think my senior year, I really came into my own on the football field, and I think my mentality in high school was more set towards being a football player. And my grandfather coached football for many years at Newfield High School, and football was in my blood, and that's something that I loved. So when I got the opportunity to play football at the next level, I jumped at it, and I don't regret it for a second. I mean, I'm happy where I am now, but without, you know, the learning experiences that I had gone through and playing football first and, you know, finding my way back to baseball, I don't think I'd be the person that I am now, as mature as I am. And I think, you know, I miss football every day because you could play baseball for the rest of your life, but you putting those pads on, putting your helmet on, there's only limited days. But at the same time, there's nowhere else I'd rather be than on the Suffolk field, you know, with my teammates wearing sharks across my chest at this point in time. So.
Well, I think you said it better than I could have even asked a question. So the next point I wanted to bring up was, who are some of the athletes that you try to emulate when you were younger, or maybe even now?
I try to emulate, you know, Bryce Harper's my favorite player in the league right now. I love the way that he plays, and I think he's got a real competitive edge to him that just you can't really teach. He wants to win. He wants to be the best. He runs out every ground ball that you can, and I think that's great. Another player that I really love is Matt Wieters. I was growing up. I was a taller catcher. And everyone says, "Oh, you know,
you can't be tall." Right?
And Matt Wieters is 6'3" or 4. So when he played for the Orioles, I had the luxury of going to Camden Yards and watching him play, and it was great. And I love the way that he played. You know, I love the way that he swung. So I tried to, you know, do everything and trying to mirror him. So.
Now, interesting point with Bryce Harper. A hot topic in the last couple of years is just about how much emotion he plays with, and you kind of got the old school versus the new school guys that, you know, like the Manny Machados, the Bryce Harpers of the world. So I guess you kind of fall in line with the new school. You like wearing your emotions on your sleeve out there?
I guess I kind of fall in the middle because there are times when you need to act professionally on the field, and, you know, your emotions need to stay in check. And especially, you know, being a captain, I think that a lot of people look at you, and if your emotions go down, your whole team's emotions go down. So I think that there's a point where you need to stay level-headed. But I do love the fact that he plays with his emotions on his sleeve, and it benefits him because he's so passionate about the game, and I think that that's how I play as well. In between the lines, I'll do just about anything to win, and I want to win more than anything. So I love people that play with passion and want to win with passion. So Bryce Harper is a perfect example of that.
Absolutely. And it doesn't hurt to have the talent either and the power that you've shown so far. So what did you do in this offseason to get to that next level where now your performance is really, you know, speaks for itself?
You know, I really worked hard in the gym, and, you know, I ate well. I also took every single round of BP serious, every bullpen serious, and, you know, thankfully for my coaches and my teammates to just continue to push me through the winter and into the beginning of the spring, and you know, they trusted me to be their leader, and I can't be more thankful about that. And you know, I just having them behind me it's really hard not to succeed, and I want to prove to them that I'm everything that I'm supposed to be, and do my job in the 4-hole and do my job behind the plate, and if I do that and we play together, there's no reason why we can't win.
Absolutely. Now, a lot of our audience is younger, and they want to be, and they're of the mindset where they would like to play Division I baseball. So, what would you like to say to, you know, maybe in 9th or 10th grade, young athlete out there that, you know, might not know about what it's like to play at the junior college level, or they maybe don't realize how good the talent can be at that level?
I think junior college baseball is probably the best decision I ever made in my life. I wasn't an all-county player senior year. A lot of these guys, you know, they get taken D1 and D2, and they're great players. But there are some people that need a little bit more polishing, and I think that that's what JUCO did for me.
Awesome.
I think, you know, I had some raw ability, definitely. And then, you know, with Coach Brown and Coach Clammer and Coach Jay, you know, helping me refine things. And I think that, you know, with them, I'm going to continue on the path to succeed. And, you know, I think that that's a great thing, and junior college allowed that to happen for me. So I have nothing but great things to say about Suffolk County Community College and the baseball program there. You know, without them, I don't know what I would be doing right now. So I'm very happy to be here.
And now you guys are off to a great start, like I alluded to. What do you think the keys are for you guys the rest of the way?
I think the keys for us are to continue to, you know, stay together and count on each other, and be a family. And when someone makes an error, you pick them up. When someone, you know, doesn't get a hit with a man on third, you pick them up the next inning. Or there's a walk and we got bullpen coming in, you pick them up, because that's exactly what a team does for each other. I mean, we have a great staff, an absolutely great staff, and I have nothing but confidence in them. And then our lineup, I wouldn't really want to pitch to us at this point. So, you know, as long as we continue to stay together, continue to stay hot, and I don't think there's any reason why we can't succeed.
It'll be interesting to see down the stretch if you guys are able to keep up those numbers. I'm excited to see. Jeff, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Congrats on a great start this year, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you guys for tuning in to another edition of Axcess Baseball Weekly. I'm your host, Vinny Masana, our special guest, Jeff Towle. Thank you, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your week.